Hello everyone and welcome back to the Kiki. It's been a minute and I took, of course our Kikis are going to be bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks there will be a Kiki, God willing. And it just seems like all hell broke loose since the last time we got together. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me this evening. And if you're part of the replay gang, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and let me know that you're there. Hashtag replay gang. As you're coming in, don't forget to like the live. And once it ends, don't forget to share it, okay? And if you haven't already joined the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. And don't forget to hit that bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video or a live. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the Fulala. Because, like I said, all hell broke loose. And I don't know what done happened, but some cray-cray has happened. So let's go ahead and jump into the Fulala, shall we? Okay, so just recently not only do we have our regular New Year's, there's the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year. And that's where, the Chinese celebrate the New Year. And this is the year of the rabbit. I don't know why it's not coming up. It was coming up before. Let's see. There we go. And this is the Lunar New Year. This is the year of the rabbit. If you don't know the year of the rabbit, it goes by your birth year. So I know for a fact if you were born in 1975, you are considered born in the year of the rabbit, and it should be a lucky year because the rabbits are generally lucky for abundance and fertility and all that good stuff, because people, rabbits breed a lot. But that's neither here nor there. But this is part of their culture, and I pay attention to it because it's kind of like the zodiac. So not only do we have our normal zodiac, which is Aries, Pisces, and Libra, and thus forth there, but there are the Chinese zodiac, and then you have the indigenous people, the Native Americans, animal totems. But this is part of the Chinese culture. And like I said, again, this is the year of the rabbit. So this past weekend, I believe it was the Lunar New Year. And this is generally a time where just like our regular New Year that we celebrate on the 1st of January, this is for families to get together, set intentions, bring in the new year, celebrate with food and gatherings, special foods, and gatherings, and looking forward to a new year, a prosperous year. They go to their temples and light candles and whatnot. It's a beautiful tradition. If you've seen it or experienced it, it's a beautiful tradition. And they also kind of invoke the animal of the year, especially if you born in that animal's year. So they really take it serious. We kind of take our New Year serious. But this past weekend, something unfortunate happened in California where 10 plus people, the last time I checked, it was 11 people, lost their lives at a dance hall, for lack of a better word, that was part of a California Asian community. That what killed me, what really broke my heart was this was a dance hall or a community center for older people to come to celebrate and, you know, dance and everything like that. And that really, really upset me. Not only did they lose their lives during, you know, something that was should be joyous, but these was older people, so like, you know, 50 plus. And I'm not completely clear if they caught the person or the person ended up killing themselves later on, but I believe one report said that they caught the person and whatnot, or there was a person of interest. This might have been somebody that was frequenting the dance hall, but it's just unfortunate that these people went to go celebrate the Lunar New Year, bring in the Lunar New Year, be with people that they cared about, enjoy, collectively enjoy something that they love, which is, you know, dancing, and they done lost their lives. And I'm like, this is just sad. And I'm like, when will this stop? When was this senseless killing stop? And it looked like it's someone part of their community. This is not somebody that's outside of their community. This is someone that's like one of them that's of Asian descent, from what I was seeing. And it's just sad. I mean, I don't know why this person would have did what they did. Maybe they got upset because someone didn't want to be their dance partner. Maybe he was spurned. I don't know why he did what he did. But yeah, it's believed to be a gentleman, a person, a male, that committed this atrocity. But I'm not understanding why, and I don't think they have officially came out for regarding a motive for why this person did what they did. But and it wasn't like he is allegedly, it sounds like he didn't just frequent this particular dance hall. He frequented others, and then I think he went to another one, and someone there ended up being able to disarm him, which was, you know, lucky, and the guy was lucky to walk away with his life. But it's just crazy that he went from here after killing these people and injuring countless others. Then he went off to another one to try to do, basically, I guess, try to do the same thing. That's what makes me really wonder if this person was turned away, barred, banned from these particular dance halls because of their particular behavior, their creepy behavior or whatnot. This is my theories. This is my opinion or whatever. Or if he was spurned by some of the female attendees, you know, maybe that spurred this on. I don't know. But either way, these people lost their lives for something senseless that makes no bloody sense. If you can't control yourself, then, you know, if you just that mad, you know, if someone turns you down or don't want to date you or whatever, or, you know, whatever the case may be, then you shouldn't, maybe you need to go get some help or something like that. You can't take rejection or things like that. A lot of us can't take rejection, and I'm not saying that this really was the reason why he did what he did, but this is just what I'm thinking, trying to figure out why this person would do something like that. And that's one of the things that came across my mind. And if that really is the case, then, you know, it's just sad that he, you know, took out his anger on some innocent people that, you know, really probably didn't really mean him any harm. They just, you know, didn't want to mess with, you know, interact with him in such a way. And maybe it's because of his type of behavior that he was exhibiting at the dance halls or whatever. Maybe he was creepy. Maybe he made them feel uncomfortable or whatever. God knows what he was saying to the people in attendance and things like that made them withdraw. Or maybe he was angry at somebody else and decided to take it to the dance hall and make them suffer for something that happened at home or whatever, or just randomly walking down the street and something happened to him. I don't know, but 10 plus people have lost their lives senselessly during a time of celebration. And it's just sad that the Lunar New Year was brought in tragically for this community. And I just send my heartfelt prayers to everyone that's involved, especially the family of the families of the people that lost their lives, families and friends, because this is just sad and senseless, and this type of things really need to be stopped. Because I'm looking like, if you really don't think that America has a problem with gun control, then things like this unfortunately will continue to happen. If we don't figure out gun control, this is going to continue to happen. School shootings is going to continue to happen. Kids randomly finding guns and shooting themselves, or shooting a sibling, or shooting a parent or another adult. That's going to continue to happen. If we don't have proper gun controls in this country, things like this is going to continue to happen. We can't turn a blind eye to this anymore. This is going to become a rampant problem, and is getting to be a rampant problem. Sorry, not sorry, but yes. If you think that we don't have a problem with gun control, I really seriously think you need to reevaluate and look at situations like this and see that, hey, Houston, we have a problem here, and we more than likely need to look at and reevaluate some laws here and make some tougher laws out there. And with that being said, let's go on to Atlanta, because evidently Atlanta done went off, because evidently there has been some riots in Atlanta, and it's due to activists. I know part of his name is Manuel. I don't want to butcher his name really, but I know part of his name is Manuel, and excuse me, he was shot and killed, I believe, in the process of protesting. And according to the police, they're saying that he shot first, and then they retaliated or whatever. They responded, allegedly. This is their recount of it. So, but that sparked off riots. First, it was like protesting because of this young man's death. Then it turned into a full-blown riot where police cars windows was being broken out of, police cars and things like that was being trashed and burned. So yeah, and it looks like I believe the mayor of Atlanta has issued a state of emergency, so that he's exercising his right and law to bring in basically the National Guard to bring, things back into order. And more than likely that's just going to escalate the issue and just make things a little bit more worse before it get any better. Hopefully they are going to do a proper investigation, but that's highly unlikely. But also, like, January 7th, someone else was shot and killed by Atlanta police, I believe, and that is so-called under investigation as well. But yeah, Atlanta is like, it ain't on fire, it ain't burning, but yeah, it's heated down in Atlanta, and rightfully so, because if these people is out there just peacefully protesting and things like that, and the police is responding that type of way, yeah, if it's a peaceful protest, you're not supposed to be responding that type of way. Now, if they do find some type of body cam or some type of evidence that this man did shoot at the police first, then it is what it is. Then they had the right to respond the way that they did. But if they can't find any body cam or any type of CCTV footage where he actually initiated gunfire first, then there's a huge problem there, because they basically shot and killed someone that literally wasn't a threat. I'm just saying. So I'm just praying for Atlanta, and hopefully some type of peace that gets restored before others get hurt and possibly killed. But yeah, this was brought to me by one of my clients, and this was brought to my attention by one of my clients, and I'm just like, really? And they're protesting, building some type of cop city or whatever you want to call it. And I haven't like really dived deep into it, but it's like when you say cop city, I'm starting to think, RoboCop and that whole, Metropolis and whatnot. the city. Hey, Paris, how you doing? Thank you for joining me this evening. But yeah, Atlanta, y'all be out, y'all be safe down there, cause it's crazy, and it's just sad that you guys are having to go through this. You should be able to peacefully protest without any type of harm coming your way. You know, you can voice your opinions and things like that peacefully in protest, but you should not have that fear of bodily harm. You know, I mean, there's non life threatening measures that they can use. You know, shooting, you know, bean bags at people. They do that a lot. They ain't have to shoot actual bullets. They could shoot bean bags, and them things evidently, I've never been shot by with a bean bag, but them things allegedly hurt. Because when we had the riots up here, after the whole George Floyd thing, Black Lives Matter was going on, we was having soft riots up here, protests. We was having protests up here like everyone else across the country, and you know, the police was responding with non life threatening tactics, meaning shooting bean bags at people. And one girl technically lost her eye. Girl, it wasn't even the Kiki last week. You didn't miss anything. Kiki's is not going to be bi-weekly. So you didn't miss anything last week, girl, because I wasn't even on. Yeah, so Georgia, Atlanta, please be safe out there, because these people is not, they're, you know, they shooting and asking questions later. So y'all just be safe and protect yourself as much as possible. Try to peacefully protest, but you know, if it gets too heated, y'all need to get from wherever you guys are protesting and get back home safe, because that's what you need to be able to do, is get back home safely in one piece, you know, because it's just crazy to go through all of this, and it's just sad. It's just sad. It is really just sad. And this man, I'm hoping, like I said earlier, that they actually do a proper investigation, but I said that's going to be probably unlikely. But we shall have to wait and see what happens with what's going on in Atlanta. But keep Atlanta in your prayers, because this is just crazy. It's just going to ramp right back up again in some way, shape, or form. Now, next is, you guys have heard me talk about this toxic ass relationship here. Chrisean and what's his name? Blueface. Y'all have heard me talk about these people and their toxicity. This toxic ass relationship, from her fighting his mama and his sister and getting her front tooth knocked out, and he breaking up with her, and her getting his whole face tattooed on her throat to try and get him back, and then his dumb butt goes back to her and then breaks up with her again, and then she goes and get that tooth that she got knocked out replaced, but then she gets that taken out and get his face painted on it, or whatever you want to call it, because it is, I guess it'll be permanent. And I guess that he saw that as a way, as a form of, you know, token of her love. And next thing you know, they get back together, and then they go back to fighting and everything like that in public. And now allegedly she's pregnant, and you know they're supposed to be having this reality show. Yeah, I'm sick of them too, Paris, honestly. But they supposed to be having this reality show coming out. I don't know if it came out yet or what. But now she's claiming that she's pregnant. But not even, you know, she couldn't even, so-called allegedly she's pregnant, she couldn't even rejoice in it. But next thing you know, she's out here fighting with some females and whatnot. And then when she does announce it, he basically saying that she, you know, messing around on him. It's not even his baby. He wants a DNA test. this, that, and the other, and he breaks up with her. You know, dang on well, they're gonna end up back together because she's gonna do something to get him back together, get back with them, you know. But she allegedly popped up on him at some type of, you know, party that he was trying to give or whatever, and try to get him alone, away from his people, and try to, like, low-key drag him into the car that she was in and try to take him away. And, you know, people was not happy about that, and then the fight broke out or whatever. For all intents and purposes, it looks like they both went their separate ways from the incident. But who knows? They might have met back up at Waffle House or something like that, or whatever they got wherever they at. They might have met back up later on, and next thing you know, we're going to hear about their butts being back together. And I'm just saying, if we don't see a belly, then in a couple of months, she may or may not be pregnant, because most, you know, she gonna have to prove that she's pregnant. She really is gonna have to prove that she's pregnant, because this might be a storyline. Because I'm like, they are so bloody toxic, so bloody toxic. I'm like, I have, you know, we men and women, we go back to people so many times that we don't need to be back with, but then you eventually find you eventually come to the point where you say enough is enough, and you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and somebody's going to have to do the walking, and it might as well be you. It's going to hurt, but to save your own sanity and keep from looking like a dumbass fool, you walk off. Just saying. You got to get to a point where you tired of some going through ish like this. It cannot be worth it mentally. You're just driving yourself crazy. And God forbid that, I'm like, look, I'm not praying that anything happens to Chrisean. That is not what I'm here saying. But God forbid that she is pregnant. God forbid she is pregnant, and that she's in this toxic relationship. They really do need to be banned from social media. They need to be banned from each other. Honestly. They both need to have personal protection orders against each other, where they cannot be around each other at all. They need to be banned from each other, because no good comes from either one of them being together. They good separately, but not together. And like I said, God forbid she is pregnant, because bringing a child into this toxic relationship is just going to make things worse. I can't see bringing in an innocent child into this relationship, into this situation, and it gets better. They fighting each other. They fighting each other's friends. They're fighting each other's family members. I mean, that's not love. That's toxicity. That's tragic. That's a body bag waiting to happen. Just saying, this is my opinions. And disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. The views of this channel is my own. No one else's. Just saying. Disclaimer. But it's just sad that them two are fighting to be together, but they can't see that they're really toxic and bad for each other. They won't see it, and they won't admit it. And they just can't stay away from each other. And it's the type of relationship you will be scared of. Because something could really happen to one of them. And it will be bad. It will just be bad. Because things is just escalating. Excuse me. Things are just constantly escalating and escalating. And I wish they would just go sit down somewhere, honestly. I really do. I wish they would just go ahead, sit down somewhere, and stay the hell away from each other. They really need to stay the hell away from each other. Because they do not need, they are toxic together. They don't bring out the best in each other. You know what I'm saying? They bring out the worst. And you shouldn't want to bring out the worst in each other. You should be able to want to bring out the best in each other. You should be able to um grow with each other. You know, it should be something positive. There's like a future. These two are just like constant fighting, constant drama, and I'm looking like that's not good. Now, if it's just for the show, then okay, that's just say that it's for the show. But dude, this is like they was doing this even before the bloody show. They got clearance for this reality show, so I can only see that this is them for real, for real. And this being them for real is sad. And they need some type of intervention. They need some type of intervention to be away from each other, because somebody's going to get hurt worse than what they're already doing to each other. Just saying. I ain't even going to say sit up there and pray for them, because they ain't listening to nobody. Okay, did you guys hear about Kylie or Keely, whatever her name is? Remember the group of 3LW? Back in the, late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s. They was very popular. B2K was very popular. So evidently, she was having her little garden tool phase. Exactly. She was having her little garden tool phase, and everybody's entitled to their little garden tool phase, men and women. But she's alleging that, hey Sheila, how you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening. So she's alleging that she went ahead and had a foursome with B2K, excluding Omarion. I don't know how she didn't rope Omarion into this. I don't know. But she had the other three all at the same time. This is what she's saying. And this was part of a podcast or whatever that she was on. She was being interviewed. So first she said she allowed them to run a train. Then she kind of like backtracked and said, what does she call it? Like an orgy. Because evidently, all of a sudden, she admitted there was other girls there. But she's not going to say their names and anything like that. She's going to keep their secret. And I'm sitting up here like this. If it was an orgy and you guys were just, it was a party and everybody was, in on it, why would you first start it off as she let them run a train? Just say I had my garden tool phase, B2K was there, and we all had like some type of orgy party, and be done with it. Now you said two different things. You said you let them run a train, then you backed it up to say, oh no, it was really like an orgy, and it was other girls there. Bonjour, Erica. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? That's all I got in French. So, like I said, everybody's entitled to their garden tool phase. You young and you got money and, you just out there. Okay, I get it. You can do what you do. Bon. Bon means good. I watch too much Hercule Poirot, so I know bon. But like I said, everyone's entitled to their garden tool phase. You young, dumb, out here, got money, doing what you got to do. See, I retained some of it. But not a lot. Don't ask me to order nothing. So, but I'm like, what's the reason for her to come out and say this stuff now? That's my thing. What's the reason for her to come out here and say this stuff now? I mean, other than to really be in the media, keep her name out there and draw attention to herself. Do B2K really want to have this type of attention? Now, she did say one of them was bigger than the rest. I think she said it was Lil Fizz, but don't get me to lying. But what's the sense of saying anything now? Because it's like, a decade or so later, and you think it's okay? I mean, but what's the sense of saying ish now? You could have just left it at, yeah, I had a little whole phase, but I ain't about to discuss it. That's between me and the partners at the time. You could have just left it at that. But I'm looking like, really? Did anybody really need to know this? Did anybody really need to know this? Could she really just kept this to herself? Me personally, I'm looking like I ain't need to know it. You could have kept this to yourself. You out here trying to stay relevant some way, shape, form. She gotta be about to drop something, because she was part of the group called 3LW back in the day. I can't think of a song that they made, but I probably like one of their songs back in the day when they came out. But I remember the group. But she got to be trying to drop some type of music, and that way it is bringing attention. It's either a music that she's trying to drop or some type of book or something. Because for you to be dropping like bombs like this, you're drawing attention to yourself. Because more than likely you're trying to promote something. And you got to give out something really juicy, because you ain't been out here like that. You ain't out here like Beyonce or Raven Simone or who else came back? Adrian. Adrian's on the was on TV. It's not like you like from one of the other 90s people that is basically making a comeback or whatever and trying to make themselves relevant again, and some of them are being very successful at it. But I'm looking like, really this is how you want to draw attention to yourself and whatever your project is. Okay, more power to you. You got the attention that you wanted now, and like I said, everyone's entitled to their little garden tool phase. Cool. But this is information I really didn't need to know, didn't even care about, honestly. Didn't even really care about that. But whatever project that she's trying to release and promote, and this is how she deems it's okay to draw attention to herself, more power to her. And I hope it's successful. I hope you get everything that you desire. Just saying. Oh, and did you guys see this? Now, Young Miami that came out here and admitted that she liked being, R. Kelly. She liked to go in the showers. And now everybody running around here calling P. Diddy P. Diddy. And I'm looking like, okay, I understand that your show is about revealing, your little podcast, whatever you want to call this little show that she got. Exactly. Oh, Erica. Exactly. Exactly. But this is her little kinky little thing or whatever. And she admitted it. And I'm looking like, you like it? Okay, that's your prerogative. But you don't see too many people running around here talking about they really like stuff like that. A lot of people that like stuff like that, they not running around here telling the public. That's something that they keep private, but maybe she's trying to make it normal. Maybe she's trying to make the little fetish normal. and say this is what she likes. And I think she was talking to Trina, and Trina said that she's given golden showers, but she's never been the recipient of one. You know, and I'm sitting up here like, nah, I ain't watched the little podcast or whatever it is, the little show, but I saw that little snippet, and I was just like, this really? Now, you know, Trina is Trina is a bad girl. She's a bad girl. She's a bad bee. And she would be the first one to admit it. I don't mean that in a bad way, because I liked Trina's music back in the day when she was popular. And I still like it today, because I'm looking like she had a good flow. And I just liked her. She, you know, good female rapper. She hung with the best of them. She hung with the dudes. And Trina was Trina. You know, what you see is what you get with Trina. Didn't care. She was going to be her. That's her. What you got, what you see is what you get. You don't like it, oh well. And that's probably like, you know, the city girls, they pretty much is kind of probably like the same-ish. So I have no qualms about Trina. When she reveals something like that, I'm looking like I would expect that from Trina. I wouldn't expect anybody to be sitting up there doing that to her. I would be expecting someone, you know, saying, can you do that to me? Oh my God. I hope he released that one day. I hope he releases those one day. Because we know he likes those. We know Agent Orange liked those. We know it. We know it. That's a fact. That is a true fact. But again, this is something that we really did need to hear, need to know about, because now she's basically having her man that she's in an open relationship with that done had a baby on her, and she's cool with it because they got an understanding. You got everybody calling him P. Diddy, and not the traditional P. Diddy that he came out with in the beginning. So you kind of like lumped your mans into the whole R. Kelly category, because that's who the public first realized was doing golden showers. We know a lot of people out there do that, but R. Kelly, it was leaked that R. Kelly was doing that. And then that's who we associate with golden showers now, is R. Kelly. So now you done lumped Diddy into that category. So let's see how that play out. Let's see how that play out. Because if it's not just me that did that association. It cannot just be me that did that association. Just saying. Just saying. But yet again, some information we didn't need to hear. Okay, and I think this is the last story. And y'all, the hubby look, shout out to the hubby, because the hubby gave me this one. Y'all, we got some fake nurses running around here with fake diplomas. They done paid $10,000 to bypass taking exams and all of that stuff and going to classes and all of that good stuff so they could get these dang on diplomas. $10,000 or more. So the feds done busted the whole scam. I think it was like a couple of alleged schools like in Arizona and whatnot involved. But we got some fake nurses running around here that don't have real degrees. So y'all be careful when you guys go to y'all doctor's appointments, you know? No, this ain't even got to do with that congressman. No, this ain't got nothing to do with that congressman, because, you know, he might have some type of, you know, hands in it. I don't know. But I didn't see that in the article. These people done ran some type of scam, getting this money because, you know, when everything popped off in 2020, nurses, it wasn't enough nurses. So I know that the nurses that was still in school, they started expediting their programs, trying to get them out faster so they could get into these hospitals. Exactly. I don't know if they're giving them licenses. That's the issue. They got diplomas. They might have went and got some type of licensing. I don't know. The article didn't say if they went and got licensing, because I know they need licensing. But can you imagine? I mean, like I said, there was a shortage of nurses during the onset of the panorama, and schools was trying to expedite the people in school for nursing. They was trying to expedite them as much as possible to get them into the nursing, into the hospitals to be helping. And then anybody else that wanted to be a nurse, they was giving incentives to, and expediting the program, getting them through quicker. They was fast tracking them. That's the words. They was fast tracking them. So I think these people found a way of like that gray line, and they found a way to like do even shorter, do another even more shortcut by saying, hey, if you guys give us this money, we'll give you a diploma. That's like having a Cabbage Patch doll. That's really not a kid, but you got a birth certificate for the Cabbage Patch doll, but that don't make it a kid. So you got this fake diploma, and you want to take this diploma, and it looks real. You want to take this diploma to a nurse's, to a hospital, and they gonna be asking, are you, they gonna ask about your licensing and things like that. And since they're short on nurses, they may have hired some of these people in some aspect. They might have hired some of these people in some aspect because of the shortage of of nurses in the hospitals. Especially if they say, oh yeah, I'm working on my licensing, and they can show like some fake proof that they're working on their licensing or whatever. But it's just crazy. So yeah, so they did a major bust of this whole scheme, and these people about to go to jail. And I don't know, they may be going after them. Look, I done had a Cabbage Patch doll, and them things come with them birth certificates, and they fake as hell. They not a real baby. They not real. Some people will swear now them things is real, but they not. They not. But just because they got a piece of paper with it does not make it real, And it's just sad. It's just sad that these people figured this out, and some people really did fall for this, and everybody, they thought it was okay. They thought they wasn't going to get busted. This was a widespread type of thing. And the feds got on them. So God knows how many they had been investigating them for a couple of years now, because they got good evidence on them. And they got to go after the people that got the diplomas. The people that got the diplomas that paid the money. Because they ain't about to get that money back. But you can't go out here and practice as a nurse because you're not a real nurse. You don't have the proper training. You don't have the proper licensing. You don't have nothing. You just got this fake diploma saying that you went to such and such as, school program X, Y, and Z, and you got this diploma, and you successfully completed the requirements for this diploma. This is major and this is crazy. Can you imagine going to the dang on doctor and one of them is there? One of these fake nurses. That's crazy. These people is nuts for even doing. I mean, I can't even commend them because I'm like, this is crazy that they will figure something out. This scheme is crazy. The nursing program. They did a whole scheme on a nursing program. I mean, you're going to be second guessing nurses when you go into the dang on hospital. Like, dude, are you like a real nurse or did you get caught up in that little fake nursing diploma scam thing I read about it in on the internet? You know, did you get busted by the feds? Can you imagine? The doctors have to start questioning these dang on nurses. I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be If I don't, I'm gonna make my husband look into this and see if they going after the people that actually got the diplomas, because they gotta have some names. And the people that got these diplomas. It's just crazy, y'all. It's just bloody crazy. I was just like, you have freaking got to be kidding me. They did not do a scheme on nursing diplomas. You cannot tell me something like that. I'm like, that's just crazy. That's beyond nuts. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining me for this week's Kiki. Don't forget to like the live, share this live. Let's continue our discussion in the comment section. Definitely keep California in prayer due to what happened during the Lunar New Year killings in California. Keep Atlanta in prayer because of the riots down there, because that's just bloody crazy. Exactly. You got to now. They can't be good nurses. They didn't even get the training. They ain't got no bedside man or nothing. I wouldn't even trust them with a needle. Trying to draw blood from me. Nope, I'm good. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not part of the family. If you're part of the replay gang, don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining me this evening, and I will catch you guys in 2 weeks for the next Kiki. Thank you guys so very much for returning and joining me this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see what happened in 2 weeks with these celebs and some other craziness, because it seemed like I done hit the little soft spot for this. 2 weeks. And all hell break loose. We got hella stuff to talk about. So I'll see you guys back here in another 2 weeks, you guys. Bonsoir. Bon nuit. Adios. Good night. Buenos noches. Sayonara. And enjoy the rest of you guys' evening.